Come on down to Jimmy's Sports Lounge. Come on down tonight. Come on. Come on down to Jimmy's Sports Lounge. Everything gonna be alright. Come on down to Jimmy's Sports Lounge. Come on down today. Come on down to Jimmy's Sports Lounge. It's a great place to stay.
Back again for number 10. Join Big B, DK, and Mike Jolitz for all the hot topics, weird news, and shenanigans. It's Cave Crew Radio, Season 10 at cavecrewradio.com.
Oh, indeed it is. It is the pre-show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm DK. Big B is here.
Hi there.
And Mike Jolitz will be coming up with the news and the Twitter shits and a very special surprise.
I'm looking forward to the surprise because if it is what I think it is, I was involved. Let's just say.
I can't wait. I told you on the pre-show. I don't listen. I just make sure, okay, I got audio, it's in, it's queued up. I want to enjoy it with the fans.
Well, right. If it's what I'm thinking of, it was my involvement was when I was out in Arizona by Mike's house in the summer. So
kind of a flashback.
It's been a while in the making.
That's a long time ago. But anyway, and weird Florida, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't get to our Florida last week. We got even more this week. We got tons of weird Florida for you. So it should be a great show. Now, I don't know about you, other than my gazebo that I was already tearing down, even though it was standing, and I had a canvas gazebo, just to update you. And I changed the roof on it like 3 times and said to the wife, hell with this, it's down again. We got a steel top one ready to go in the spring. Well, the rest of it pretty much blew into the neighbor's house. And I've got to dismantle the thing and scrap it this weekend.
So now you have to buy a whole new gazebo.
Well, I got a whole new gazebo waiting.
Oh, I thought you just had the roof.
No. I abandoned, like, so many times you buy things and go, the cheaper one is better. But in the end, it costs you much more.
Right.
Another example of that today. I've been fixing this damn toilet upstairs for 4 years. And now there's like this other leak in there. And so we called a plumber today. It's safe to shit in now. Sometimes you got to admit you're not the guy, right?
Right.
But it's so much easier sometimes. Oh, look, I can get a 100-inch TV for this price. And then, the next thing you got lines all over the thing. Sometimes it's better just to pay the little extra and get something good.
I am a firm believer, and experience has shown me over and over and over again that the saying "you get what you pay for" is 100% correct.
Yeah,
100%. You pay the extra money, you get extra quality. You want cheap, you're going to get cheap quality,
and you're going to keep repeating and repeating and repeating.
Correct.
With the cheap quality. It's a given. How's the weather over there, by the way?
It was like almost 60 degrees here today.
I know it's
last weekend. It was literally 5.
Yeah, it was. Well, we were talking about it, right? It was like freezing.
Yeah, it was literally 5 degrees on Saturday morning when I woke up. Today, Friday afternoon, 6 days later, it was almost 60.
Bring spring.
I'm telling you,
I'm on whatever team Groundhog said, early spring.
The big thing here in New York is that we haven't had measurable snow all winter. And they're freaking out that, we have to have some form of measurable snow. Well, we don't. I guess because of drought and all that, whatever. But we've had plenty of rain, so I don't think we're in drought
Oh,
areas.
tons of rain. We had one snowstorm got us about 4 inches. That Christmas Eve cold, I don't know if you got that. Holy fuck.
Oh yeah, we did.
That was enough of winter for me for 10 years.
But who I see is getting hit a lot is Jason and Amanda.
Mm,
They seem like they're getting a snowstorm every other day up there.
they love it there, though. They love it there.
I don't get it.
Not me. I'm okay down here, yet I still need more warm.
I'm surprised you don't get more storms than you do because you're near water, right by Michigan. I'm very surprised that even just a lake effect snow like that Buffalo gets on their side, you don't see any of that stuff.
You got to see if you pull us up on a map with Detroit, we're in this little curl, and everything seems to like just blow by us. And like half hour away is snow,
right?
Freezing rain, whatever. We don't get it. I don't know.
Well, you were lucky.
I don't know. And it's same as you, though. You're in the same state as Buffalo.
Well, I'm
See,
several hundred miles away from Buffalo.
You're right on the ocean, and I'm surprised, you don't get more because Atlantic Canada, right kind of northeast, I guess, of you, they get hammered.
Well, Buffalo and all that will get the lake effect snow coming off of whatever lake they're near from the Great Lakes. But because of where we are, we're in the northeast, but the jet stream comes from the west. So it doesn't come down from the north. So our jet stream comes from the west. So and some of the moisture will come up from the water. So when that hits, we get what's called nor'easters. And that's, it could be in the winter, we could get a blizzard, or in the springtime, we'll get spring or fall. We could get, like hurricane-like conditions. So we get nor'easters up here.
Yeah. And I know you've had some pretty big snows since we've been doing all this. So.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Mike Jolitz, who we were talking about a few minutes ago, was in the house.
He has had none snow over there in Surprise, Arizona.
No, and he never will.
No, he never will.
He never will, and I'm just waiting to win the lottery or acquire a little bit more wealth, and I will be I will be an honorary American for at least 8 months out of the year. I promise. I promise. All right, kids, we're getting into that point. I'm going to close this down. I'm going to cue everything up. I'm going to remember to hit the radio button tonight for Pulse Stock Radio in the UK. Almost forgot about them last week.
Can't forget about them.
I know. I'm forgetting something. So I'm going to connect now. We are there. Hello, England. How are you?
Hi there.
And we'll hit our button. And away we go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the show. It's going to be a big one.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
Bam! We are back again for number 10. Cave Crew Radio, Season 10. Let's go. CaveCrewRadio.com.
This is radio. Cave Crew Radio.
When the world turned their back on men with a dream and savage yearning within them, legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary, a consuming flame that defies plausible explanation, battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being
I mean, we got to solve food. I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of The Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place where I get a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clevin, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball. It's on power, one goal.
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Indeed, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cave Crew Radio. My name is DK. I am live in my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. We are live on cavecrewradio.com. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Pulse Talk Radio in the UK. We are also available wherever podcasts can be found. And for those of you listening on download, we appreciate you as well. We have a great show ahead, ladies and gentlemen. We have we didn't get to some Florida stories next week, so we've got a whole, let me say, plethora of Florida coming your way. We got a double dash of Mike Jolitz. We got the Twitter shits coming up. We also have Mike Reads the News with a special bonus feature. And of course, we've got all kinds of other stuff coming your way. But without any ado, ladies and gentlemen.
And now, he is the king of the sovereign county of Urian Stench and Stenchlandia, the commander-in-chief of the Water Gypsies, the self-proclaimed president of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am King B, King of Stenchlandia and of the Water Gypsies, your president-elect of the United States of America. And as always, the epicenter of something. This week, I share the epicenter, I'm sure, with a lot of people. I am the epicenter of all things Super Bowl meal preparation.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I've been working hard at it.
So we're
what do you got on tap for this big game?
So we are planning to make a buffalo chicken loaf, and we are going to do Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. It's going to be quite wonderful.
I made Philly cheesesteak from scratch Sunday, and oh my God, I got the approval of the son, so we got to have these again. But that's great.
That's what we're doing it from scratch. We got the egg roll wrappers, we got the shaved steak or the shaved beef, and we got the cheese, we got all this stuff. So we're gonna do them in the egg rolls, and then the buffalo chicken loaf is gonna be like, it's almost like a loaf of bread. It's a big fucking thing that we're doing. And then you just cut slices of it and enjoy. Again, the cheese like and the chicken
is somehow inside of the loaf.
Yep. Yeah. So what you do is you're gonna lay out the dough, and then you got your chicken with your hot sauce and your cheese and all that. You're gonna layer it in the dough, and then you're gonna roll the dough, and it's gonna be a loaf. And you just cut. We did this one other time many years ago. I think might have been for New Year's Eve or something like that, and it came out really good. And we've kind of forgot about it until my wife was looking through a magazine and said, "Oh, remember this?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it for a Super Bowl." So that's what we're doing. And I'm sure there'll be other things that'll pop up, but the two main things that we had to get all the ingredients for were the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls and the buffalo chicken loaf.
You got to get the Rihannas out of the way, right? Like you got to get the main event, the halftime show. I've got homemade chili I made on Sunday.
Mm.
I've also I pre-bought wings because in other years the wings have always sold out. So I have my wings, I have my homemade chili. I've got some meatballs made. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. And then I told the wife, Isby, I said, "You're in charge of like some dips and or what do they call that thing when you?" Well, I call it kielbasa and cheese, but I think nowadays they call it a charcuterie board.
Oh, a charcuterie. So I don't know.
Charcuterie board.
My wife just came in. She says charcuterie.
Charcuterie board, ladies and gentlemen. I call it crackers, cheese, and kielbasa. Does that mean we have the drink of the week?
It is slowly making its way over.
Oh boy, this must be like a keg size or something.
No, it's just not coming out of the shaker very easily.
Or back to the shaker. Are we wearing gloves?
No, it's just my wife today, not my son.
Okay, no one's wearing gloves. That was on TikTok, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
It's almost there. We're almost there.
We got a question while you're waiting. Mike Rollins in chat. How big is the Super Bowl in Canada? Well, Mike, we have the CFL, which in my opinion is not really football, and you have to remember it might vary from place to place. We're going to get to a Big B. Don't let that pumpkin spice, whatever it is, go. But the Super Bowl in Canada is huge. I think the Super Bowl is global. It's kind of like the World Cup in soccer. Everyone wants to watch the commercials. They want to see the halftime entertainment. And I think we have a decent game this year, Mike. But yeah, it's huge. It's huge here. And as you can see, we're all preparing food. And my wife could care less. It took me 6 months to teach her the rules of football when we first met. And she'll watch it. But she wants the commercials. She wants the entertainment. And everyone wants the food. So the Super Bowl, I guess, is kind of like it's like a festival in a way. Sorry to take away Big B. I was just answering.
No problem.
Well, you got ready.
So the drink of the week is we've gone old school tonight. We tried a couple of drinks this evening that just didn't turn out well at all. So we decided to go old school with the Alabama Slammer.
Oh, good one. Good one.
This is Southern Comfort, orange juice, slow gin, and it was a grenadine or something like that. Amaretto. That's it. Yeah. So old school Alabama Slammer tonight.
All right, let's take a sip. And we always ask you, do you have enough for a second? There we go. Oh, and you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, by the frost on the shaker, there's quite a bit for Big B to enjoy throughout the show.
Right. So we were trying different things. Our original plan, let me just tell you this because this would have been interesting. Our original plan was to have absinthe. Now, if you don't know what absinthe is,
Mike Denver used to drink.
Yeah, it's like a drink from that was in the 1800s that English people drank, and French, sorry. And it originally had wormwood in it.
It was like the Druids. Isn't that like magic mushrooms or something?
Well, it originally had the wormwood in it, and it would you would hallucinate on it and all this. Of course, that's illegal here in the U.S. So I have a bottle of absinthe that's legal here, but I never had it before. So what we did is we got these are absinthe glasses actually, and it comes with you have to get like a certain spoon. And you put the absinthe in, you put the spoon on top, you put a sugar cube on top of the spoon, and then you drip water into it, melting the sugar cube into the drink. So we did that, and wow, did it taste bad. It tastes like black licorice and turpentine. It was terrible.
Excuse me. Are you hallucinating?
No, I'm not. I took one sip. I couldn't drink the drink. I took one sip and I tossed it. I had my wife took like just a tiny drip of it, and she had the same reaction I did. So then we tried to do something called a millionaire that had whiskey and grenadine and some other stuff. I don't remember what it was. Egg white. Yeah, it had eggs. It was weird. And we mixed it up and it had this weird taste to it. It wasn't like bad, but it really wasn't good either. So we scrapped that and we said, fuck it. Let's just do Alabama Slammers.
What a great thing. I don't have that going on here, ladies and gentlemen. I crack a beer. I pull up my studio. Now, mind you, I may have a few more responsibilities than Big B, but how fantastic would it be if Big B is not going to hallucinate tonight? Maybe he will levitate in his bed and report back next Friday that he was literally 6 inches off his bed.
I should be okay. Like I said, I only took one sip of the absinthe, and it really wasn't good at all. Now I have a full bottle minus a shot of absinthe sitting there that I have no idea what I'm going to do with.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, email us at cavecrewradio@gmail.com or join the Facebook group, and let's get a petition started. Instead of peanut butter whiskey next week, we want Big B to start doing shots of wormwood.
It's illegal. You can't. You cannot have it. It is completely illegal here in the U.S. and I'm sure many other countries.
But I'm sure that when Mike Devine was on before he ditched us during the trivia thing and all that, he was drinking shit with the wormwood.
You can't. You can't. It's illegal. You absolutely cannot drink it with wormwood.
Well, as you're going to find out once we go to Florida, you can get crack. You can get fucking...
you could get fentanyl and crack much easier than you could get absinthe with wormwood.
So if let's just say I'm not, my days of tripping are far from over. I guess I can go normal screen, probably freaks people out. I don't want to be solo either, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I just like being that corner during Drink of the Week. But let's just assume I wanted to sample the wormwood. The absence. I've heard much about it. Where would I go? Amsterdam?
I don't know. I don't know where it's illegal.
We need a fact checker out there. And why is it illegal?
I think because of the hallucinogenic part of it. Hallucinogens are illegal here in the U.S.
And here in Canada as well, but I used to hallucinate on some pretty good wacko tobacco. And magic mushrooms they're making legal now. I don't know if you've read on both sides of the border.
On some places, not completely in this country, but yeah, some places.
And that's not really a hallucinogen. That's more of a body buzz. I don't speak from experience, ladies and gentlemen. Only stories I have heard during my journalistic adventures.
There you go.
But excellent. I'm so proud of you guys. So you tried 3 different drinks. You're probably 3 sheets to the fucking wind. And oh my God, I'm in trouble.
I'm really not, because when we try the drinks, it's just like this much of the drink I taste. And if it's good, we'll keep it. If not, we'll dump it. So the 2 drinks that we had, I just took a little taste of it and didn't like either. So then we made this and we stuck it. The reason why it's all frosty, this is all frosty, is because we made it earlier and then stuck it in the freezer.
Okay. Gotcha. So just to clarify before we go to Mike reads the news, there was no Mix Master P involved in this.
No, he's upstairs playing his video games.
Lost his interest right off the bat.
I guess he may come back. He was asking about it, but then he was asking about it during dinner, but then just went upstairs and played his video games.
And again, you're not the only one. My kid is so weird. Ordered pizza today. We're going to do it easy. It's show night.
We had pizza too. Yeah.
Anyway, he gets dressed and he leaves, and all his clothes aren't fitting him, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. He's like an XL, maybe more. And I don't mean in a fat way. He's huge.
A big guy. Yeah.
Yeah. 6'4". And anyway, they're going public skating. He's at that weird age, right? Like he can't drink. or go to a bar. Not that you have to drink, but you can't go to the clubs. And the other shit is too boring. Public skating. I can't wait.
So is this ice skating or roller skating?
Ice skating. I don't think roller skating exists anymore, does it?
They have roller skating places here, at least here in New York. They do. I don't know outside of the city, but there are roller skating places here in New York.
I will give you a DK fact.
Ooh.
That I lost my virginity in the back of a station wagon. It wasn't even mine. It was my friend's. He was sitting at the steering wheel, and I was banging a chick at a roller rink. Isby, I apologize. You were not my first. And I'm sure I wasn't yours. But anyway, just a fun fact. I lost my virginity at a roller rink in a station wagon, ladies and gentlemen. And if I tried to do that today with my knees, oh God, I'd be in the ER. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we promised you we're going to deliver. We're going to get through this Florida shit this week, I promise. But first, last time we kicked off with the Twitter shits, but I want to kick off with Mike Reads the News this week because there's a special surprise, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this. Not that Mike Reads the News isn't enough for you to plug those earbuds in and listen attentively.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike Reads the News with Mike Jolitz.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. How are you doing, DK? And how's it going, Sir Big B? Man, I hope you guys had a great week. I had a pretty good week. Can't complain too much. But guys, hey, guess what? It is now time for the news. The Grammys were on TV last Sunday. Once again, I missed it. Nah, not really. That would be a lie. A middle school in New York kicked off Black History Month in the worst way possible on the first. They served chicken and watermelon for lunch. Really? Some fucked up shit right there. LeBron James passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on Tuesday night and is now the all-time leading scorer. Congrats to the crybaby. A self-proclaimed Chiefs superfan who was arrested for armed robbery asked for early release so he could go to the Super Bowl. Bet that won't happen. Congrats to Jeff Spicoli, who came out of retirement at the age of 56 to win the Billabong Pro Surf Tournament this past Tuesday.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
The Super Bowl is on this Sunday. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm rooting for the Eagles, but wouldn't be surprised if the cheating Chiefs win. And finally in the news, a woman in Chicago has been arrested for pilfering over $1.5 million worth of food from a school district. Her food of choice was chicken wings. Sounds like an Onion story to me. I'm just saying. All right, you guys, that does it for the news. And now it is time for the tidbits. Melinda Dillon from A Christmas Story died last Saturday. Oh, no. A human penis was found at a gas station in Louisiana. It was either Anthony Weiner's or John Wayne Bobbitt's. Oh, yeah. Disney laid off over 7,000 employees. That sucks for them. Oh, yeah. And finally in the tidbits, comedian Steve McGrew, he got him a new pussy cat. Congratulations. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, guys, that does it for news. It does it for the tidbits. And it does it for me for the week. I'll be back next week, guys. Tschüss, ciao, and auf Wiedersehen. Later, bye-bye. Introducing the Sal. It's the newest hands-free speaker from Amazon. Hey Sal, how do I get to 67th Avenue from here?
It's the block after 67th Place, jerk off.
Hey Sal, are you a Mets fan?
The Mets suck. Go watch real baseball.
Which team would that be, Sal?
The only team that matters. The New York fucking Yankees.
Hey Sal, where can I get the best pizza in New York?
At Grace's in the heart of Queens.
Hey, Sal, where's the nearest Jack Shack?
At your mother's house. I was just there.
Hey, Sal, where would you recommend a tourist goes while in New York?
To the edge of the sidewalk. Get the fuck out of our way while we're trying to get somewhere.
Priced competitively at $79.99. Available at all finer stores everywhere.
Great job. Great job.
That came out really good. It was the first time I heard it all together. That was great. We did that as we were conversing before I met up with him at his house. If you recall that day, I jumped in on the news with him. We did the tidbits, and then he said he had this idea for the Sal, the Amazon speaker, and we just started talking, and it was like, just give me some typical New York things. Like, if I asked for directions, what would you, a typical New Yorker say? And that's how that came about. That came out really good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, no, I'll go. I'm going to get just the commercial clipped for Mike Jolitz, and we'll play this a few times. All you people joining live, fuck you. You missed a great little segment. You're going to have to go back on YouTube or download the podcast and hear what we're talking about. But yeah, Mike used to do a lot of that. He used to do a lot of those commercials. I wish he'd do more.
Yeah, we were, as he was telling me about his idea, he said that he used to do commercials and, wanted to start up again or do a few more. And that's where this came about. And man, like I said, that's the first time I heard it. And it came out great. I loved it.
And we've talked about this before, how you and I have done like little audio dramas and things. I don't like pre-recording and going back and editing, and it's a lot of work, ladies and gentlemen, whether you realize it or not. I want to go live. If we fuck up, if we stumble our words, or
Can I tell you though, when I was at Mike's house, and he's doing the news, Mike reads the news, and what we did is we went back and forth. He read one, I read one. He read one, I read one.
I remember.
He would read one, and it was flawless. It would come to me, and I would stumble, I would stutter, I would miss a word, and I'd have to redo it. I was the one that messed up all of it. He was smooth as a baby's bottom,
as a baby's ass, ladies and gentlemen, covered with Vaseline after a diaper change. No, I'm the same as you. I've told you this before. We're here now. I might say something and I'll go, oh, fuck. I fucked that up. I should have said this, or I couldn't think of the word. You've heard me many times. The word's not coming to me. It'll come to me while I'm lying in bed.
Right.
But when I have to pre-record something, I go back, I listen to it. Oh, fuck, I snorted, or I took a breath, or I'm going to do it again. I've recorded things several times for several different things, and they're 30-second clips. Mm-hmm. And it's taken me almost the length of this fucking show to go, okay, that's it. I'm not doing it again. Mm-hmm. Pre-record, these people that pre-record like audio dramas, and even what Mike did with the commercial and shit like that, you wouldn't believe the work that goes into it. That bowling karaoke we did. I know we've got the Weavers coming up that we got to work on soon. It's going to be a hell of a lot more work than the live show. Yeah, we got to get the pictures, we got to get the stories, we get the pre-recorded things that we play throughout the show, but that's a one-off. We usually replay things over and over again. I do not like pre-recording. I tried a pre-recorded podcast one time, and I just about jumped out a fucking window.
Oh yeah, well, that was when I first started the metal show years ago. I was adamant that I wanted to be live. Like I said, I didn't know how to get on the air or all that, on the internet. I knew how to record, but I didn't know how to get on the internet to do things live. And that was my main focus. I did research to try to figure out, because I knew if I was to say I was going to record, One, I would do the exact what we normally do. You mess up, you stop, you do back, you go record. But then two, I know I wouldn't stick to like, oh, I have to record every Tuesday, whatever it is. I know I wouldn't stick to that because something may come up. All right, I'll do it tomorrow, and then it won't get done tomorrow. And then next day, when I do it live, you have to make time. You have to go live.
You got to put your ass in the chair.
Right. So
whether you're prepared or you're not, you wing it or you don't.
Right.
And again, certain people are good at recording shit. That's their thing. Me, put me in front of the microphone, whether I stink or I shine. This is my place.
I'm 100% with you. And Mike is the opposite from what I saw. He can do the recording perfectly. Very minimal redos or mess ups. He's a pro when it comes to recording.
And he joined me live one time. I don't know if you were away or you were sick or I was all by myself, and he came on and he chatted with me, and it's awesome. But yeah, he's not one that says, I don't want to record the news anymore. I want to deliver that live on the show, which we'd let him do.
Of course.
So each their own. Where record to me is, even have you ever like done a? I'm sure you have been a guest on a podcast, and they're recording it.
Yep.
I know sometimes the audience isn't as big as what we hope, and we get the majority of our listeners are on podcasts, but I just don't feel the same.
And then when I was doing the metal show, oftentimes we'd have guests come on from the bands, and they would be live, right? And we'd have a chat room, and people would be asking questions, and it would be a whole thing. A couple of them, there was one producer in Sweden, and then the original singer of Iron Maiden over in England. I had to pre-record, obviously, because of the time difference.
Right.
So I had to pre-record it. And like you said, I have no chat room in front of me. So, there's no that interaction with the fans and the stories that come out like that. It's just a straight up and down kind of interview. And those two were the much tougher interviews than when they're on live and we're just having fun, kicking back.
You feel like you're drowning in quicksand, do you not?
Almost, yeah. It's rough when you're live. When we were live, like say when we were talking to Dave Lombardo from Slayer, and we're live and we got people in chat, they're asking questions, we're having a fun conversation with them, and everybody's involved. It goes really quick.
Yeah.
When I sat there on a Sunday morning, because we had to call England, it was like, all right, wow, it's only been 5 minutes and it feels like a really long time. And we got good stuff out of the interview. The interview was great, but yeah, it just feels much longer.
But you have time to critique yourself. So like right now, unless I go back to listen to everything we've said, I'm not critiquing myself. My eye's on the prize, and we're here, and you get what you get, and that's what I live by. So, and that's why you and I are together. Same as the other show. We fly. We just go.
Yep.
We don't stop and go, that segment was shit. Scratch it. Start over again. I feel like I'd be in the studio for 20 hours if we did that.
Yeah, if I did that, nothing would get done. Like I said, either it wouldn't happen on the day I was scheduling it to happen, or it would take hours to do like you said, 30-second clip.
Because you're like me, you are a perfectionist, and I'm hoping this show goes as perfect as possible. But sometimes you hit the wrong button, or your camera goes out, or someone. But you just got to deal with it, and I love it. I love the life.
Oh yeah, on the fly fixes and all that, and it's something to joke about too. Once it gets all fixed and you come back, you joke about it and have a good time with it.
You go on with it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So last week we missed some stories, and this week we're going to go back and catch them, and we've got a few others. We have to get to the last one, no matter what. We will cut into the Twitter shits at some point through this. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Everyone from Florida is stupid.
Cave Crew Radio presents Florida in the News.
Yes, a very famous retirement. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. See, this is what going live does to you, ladies and gentlemen. Very famous retirement this week.
Mm-hmm. So the news that everybody was waiting for, whether Tom Brady would play next year or not, he decided to make an announcement. You see on the picture on the left, he made an announcement and put it out on his social media page that he was officially retiring from the NFL. And you see, we did it by the beach, and that's where this story picks up. This first story from Florida comes from ESPN Southwest Florida. Headline reads, Miami, Florida woman selling sand that Tom Brady was sitting on when he retired.
He had his ass on the sand, ladies and gentlemen. Probably not the first person, and probably lots of those little crabs that climb around, those silver dollars, but Tom Brady.
Now, before I even start the story, I have a question. Because you see Tom Brady in his picture, he's in this one spot, and the woman is in the same spot. But how many other people have gone there in between that, where the sand has been displaced? Maybe the tide came in and pulled the sand out, and new sand came in. It's not the same place that Tom Brady was.
No, it's like that. Did you read where Disney World closed that water ride? I can't remember what it was called, and people were selling, authentic water.
Mm.
I don't know. I got no use for sand.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Jersey, a selfie, an autograph on a napkin. I'm all in for that shit. But yeah, did I play it? Like, where did it happen?
Not yet.
Where? On TikTok.
I'm sure that's where she did it.
Well, later on in the story, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And Facebook user, by the way, if you were inquiring about coming on the show, please email cavecrewradio@gmail.com, and we will discuss a possible appearance on the show.
Yes, and we love the paranormal. Listen to the show before you agree to go on. We don't want you to be like the Bigfoot guy.
Oh, God.
Who advertised as the Bigfoot expert and then accused us of ridiculing him while there were people from his church listening.
Right.
Not a good idea. Just a forewarning, but not to say, Facebook user, we won't have you on the show. You're more than welcome, but we want answers.
So send an email, cavecrewradio@gmail.com.
Indeed.
Story again comes from.
I pulled the trigger too quick on the TikTok.
You did, but that's okay. Story comes from ESPN. Tom Brady retired from football this week, and one Miami, Florida woman is looking to capitalize. Tom shot the retirement video on Surfside Beach in Miami. That's near his home. If you haven't seen the video, it's posted all on his socials, but I'm not going to bore you with that because it's old news. Here's the story. This is where it gets weird. A woman who goes by the name Better Caroline on TikTok has found the spot where Tom made his retirement video in Miami. In her video, she's seen scooping the sand into the bag, the same bag that is now on eBay. As of Saturday morning, the high bid was $99,900.
Now, is that more than Mr. What's his name, Boogly, or from last week?
I believe that is more than Mr.
More than Mr. Boogly. Okay.
To the bidder, what are you going to do with a bag of sand? Legitimate question. Maybe if she got Tom to autograph it, there'd be something there. However, it's just a bag of sand. Do you open it? Do you smell it? What's the plan here? Apparently, there's been some knockoff postings happening, and the Miami, Florida woman is pretty heated about it. I mean, she took the time to scoop the sand into the bag. She should get paid, right? I saw a couple of mason jars of sand that make the Tom Brady claim it's that sand.
Oh, so it's not even the sand. It's not sand at all.
Well, no, there's so she picked up the sand.
Right.
On her video, she's seen picking up the sand, putting it in the baggie. But there are knockoffs out there where people are selling mason jars of sand. Don't know where the sand came from, but they say it's the Tom Brady sand.
God, we're stupid, Big B. We're sitting here doing this fucking show. We could be jumping on all this shit with sand on eBay, and even if we got $20, we'd be further ahead.
I can't disagree, but unfortunately, we don't live in Florida, and if we did, I'm sure I wouldn't live anywhere near where Tom Brady lives.
Yeah, but at the same time, who's to say the sand is even from Florida? You could go to the beach at Coney Island or whatever, and I could go to Sandpoint Beach, where the world famous Angry Old Man was taped, and get some of that in a mason jar, and I could tell you where it's from. You gonna DNA my sand?
No, I agree. Her video is of showing her picking up the sand from the exact spot where Tom Brady was. All the knockoff stuff is just a picture of a mason jar with sand. So yeah, it could be sand from anywhere. And it's funny. I was watching on the NFL Network. They were talking about this, and they said they made the exact same point we're making. If I wanted sand, I would just go to the beach here because they film in New York. I would just go to like Rockaway Beach or something like that and grab some sand. It's not, to do something like this is ridiculous. And for somebody to bid $99,000, I tend to think that's a fake bid. Somebody will bid that and then never pay.
I mean, I know this idiot. He's popular, and yeah, he's got a lot of rings on his hand and yada yada yada. But I didn't like him in Michigan. I didn't like him when he was a player. And I'm not trying to take away from him, but where your ass sits is no concern of mine. You want to give me one of those rings? You want to give me a football that you toss for a winning touchdown? All right, now I'm in.
No, I agree with you. But it's the same thing as like people, back in the 70s and 80s when you were allowed to run on the field, like on a baseball field, like when some team won the World Series, they would take some of the mound dirt or some of the dirt by home plate and bag it.
I saw that happen when the Tigers won in '84.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's legitimate though. I'd put that in a mason jar and put it with my collectibles that I have here.
But would you sell it? Would you put it?
No, because that's a memory, and B, if you told the story about it to your children or whatever, they would realize exactly what that is. Like catching the famous home run that Judge hit or something. I wouldn't sell that. I really wouldn't.
I think I would.
Yeah, me too. I'm just trying to make good radio.
No, but I think it is like if you're a legitimate sports fan, it is a question, right? You catch, like, just say Judge's home run ball. You catch that 60-second home run ball. Now you have a piece of history sitting there in your possession.
Right.
And you could sell it and it's worth millions. That's life-changing money to you.
Yeah.
Or you could have this piece of history sitting there and nobody else in the world has it but you.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cool thing to have. In my position, I would sell it because I could certainly use the life-changing money.
Right. And then you could stop working. And I get it. I'd probably do the same thing. But then again, if it was like an Austin Matthews goal for me or like tonight, what's his name? Tarasenko's first goal, you might cherish that. You might not feel the same.
Yeah. It all depends on where you are at that period in your life.
And what it means to you.
And what it means to you. Yep.
But I could care less about that fucking sand.
No, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Next up, here is a gentleman. Well, there's an altercation, but it's kind of funny because it's not about sand. It's about dog poop.
It's quite different than sand. This next story comes from tamaractalk.com. Headline reads, man attempts to settle dog poop dispute with dangerous drive-by.
A dog? Excuse me.
A dog poop dispute. A Tamarack man was arrested after allegedly attempting to run over a neighbor with his vehicle following a dispute over dog poop. On January 23rd, the Broward County Sheriff's Office responded to a neighbor dispute at 8340 Black Olive Drive in Tamarack after receiving reports of a man acting erratically and attempting to strike neighbors with his vehicle. Upon arrival, deputies encountered an angry Lucas Satin of Tamarack seated in the driver's seat of a vehicle. As deputies approached and requested to speak with Staten, he yelled out of his window, "Stay away, I don't trust you," and warned if deputies came any closer, he would drive off.
I'll hit the gas, motherfuckers.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
As backup vehicles arrived, Satin drove away and left the scene without being questioned. According to court documents, following Satin's departure, deputies turned their attention to interviewing neighbors that witnessed the incident. One neighbor deputy alleges Satin had been revving his engine for hours and tried to run over another neighbor, pointing to the alleged victim at the scene. According to the arrest report, the victim told deputies he was walking his dog in the vicinity of Satin's home when Satin drove by and the two waved as if everything was okay. Hi.
How are you today?
The victim then says Satin drove around the neighborhood one more time, returned, and started yelling to keep his dog off his property. The victim said he told Satin, "You know I clean up after him." The report says Satin started revving his engine and acting like he would hit the victim with his car. The victim told deputies he tried to move out of the way, but Satin charged him multiple times and came extremely close to hitting him. After initially...
It's like a Stephen King movie.
After initially refusing to press charges on the scene due to fearing that Satin would later retaliate, the victim visited the Tamarack police station the next day to record a sworn statement and press charges of aggravated assault. Upon a continued investigation of the incident, officers discovered Ring doorbell footage that confirmed the victim's claims. You can't do anything nowadays.
No.
Everything is on video.
Cameras everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Cameras on me. Cameras on you. Cameras everywhere. So, did the dog poop?
Officers also spoke to neighbors
there's no proof the dog even pooped yet.
No, there's nothing that the dog pooped. It's just that he assumed, I guess.
Yeah.
Officers also spoke to neighbors who claimed to have feared for their safety due to Satin's erratic behavior. After completing their investigation on January 25th, deputies arrested and charged Satin with one count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He was transported to the Broward County main jail. He's currently on house arrest following a mental health evaluation.
And how do you ever find these people sane? I don't mean to digress from the story or anything, but at what point do you draw the line? You're okay, moderately grumpy, or you're fucking nuts. What exactly is that imaginary line in the sand?
I don't know, but that's when the mental health professionals get involved.
We need to speak to a mental health, because to me, it's like refereeing a sport. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I didn't see that. Whatever. At what point is the guy cuckoo?
That's a good question. We would have to. This is the time where we would need Mike Devine to help us out, but he's not around anymore.
He's not around anymore. But do you have this graph where you're okay? That's weird. No, he's making a sound decision.
I will tell you.
Loopy.
I will tell you, as noted in my intro every week, that I am a university graduate.
You are correct. So give us some wisdom.
So my major is in information technology, but I have a minor in psychology. So one of the classes I took was criminal psychology. So what they do is they run you through. They ask you various questions, very specific questions to determine your answer. You're gone through a battery of tests, and it's basically to a lot of times it's can you stand trial? Are you mentally fit to stand trial? 9 times out of 10 they are. There is always the 1% that's like completely batshit crazy, and they are not fit to stand trial. But for the most part, they are. A lot of defendants will undergo a psychiatric evaluation for incidents like this where it's not. It doesn't seem like it's driven by any other factors such as alcohol or drugs. Like this guy trying to run over somebody with their car for an hour.
He's hallucinating dog poop, which has not yet been proven in the story.
Right. So, and it's not nowhere in the story did they say there was alcohol involved or drugs. So you have to go under a mental health evaluation to see, all right, is there something wrong with you? And 9 times out of 10, there's not. They are perfectly sane. They are just in a fit of rage at that moment in time.
They were triggered.
Right. In today's world, that would be the correct phrase. They were triggered.
All right, so we're going to try to get to a couple more before we go to Twitter shits here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, would this person be sane or would they be insane? They were inside of an outhouse.
The next story comes from thetruthaboutguns.com. I don't know where these websites come from.
I just pulled the story and feed it to you.
Headline reads, Florida man would-be carjacker is shot and killed after emerging from an outhouse to attack a woman.
So, you've all been in outhouses, ladies and gentlemen. There's that little screen on the door, so I'm sure he's peeping out. He's waiting.
Right.
Just put the key in the vehicle, and he's going to spring from that stinky little hut that he's in.
Right. So for those of us in major metropolitan areas, we call them porta potties.
Yeah, us too. Yeah, not outhouse. An outhouse would be something in the middle of nowhere, built out of wood with a deep well underneath.
Correct. In the year 1735, before indoor plumbing, you would go to the bathroom in an outhouse.
And I never done it, but I imagine the fun would be hearing your poop, like.
Gosh. Yeah. Surveillance video showed how a Florida man, Edward Alexander Barfield, hid in a porta potty for hours, waiting for the right moment to rob someone outside of a Sanford, Florida bar. When a bartender, Chelsea Putnam, a mother of 3, emerged at 2:30 a.m. on Thursday morning after closing, Barfield made his move. Police call it an attempted carjacking, but Barfield viciously assaulted the woman. Quote, hands came across my throat, started strangling me. He wouldn't let me go, and I kind of let out a scream, she said. He got me on the ground, started bashing my head in and ripping my shirt.
I think he wants to rape her.
He might. He said he picked, again, quote, he picked me up by my neck and threw me on the ground. My purse and keys were in my hand and they were dropped, and he just kept on attacking me. That's why I don't think it was a carjacking.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately for the privy dweller, the bartender's father had asked her boyfriend to help make sure the woman made it home safely while working late at night. And like a lot of folks in Florida, the boyfriend had his carry piece when he showed up after the bar closed. Florida, you can carry. You have open carry. Many other states you have open carry. Florida, you have open carry, and you have the I forget what it's called. The whatever it is, the right to defend yourself. I forget what it's called. If you're confronted at close range, you can use lethal force.
Yes. No medical exam required.
No, that is your legal right. Seeing his girlfriend on the ground and under attack, he opened fire to end the assault. Mr. Barfield later died behind the bar, right next to his porta potty, which seems kind of fitting.
So let me get this straight. The porta potty was inside the bar?
No, it was outside the bar. It was like on the corner.
At the bar.
It was like on the corner. So she had already closed. She was coming out of the bar. He jumped out of the porta potty while they were outside the bar, attacked her. The boyfriend came, shot him, and he collapsed right next to the porta potty. So it was all outside.
You're a Jack in the Box, ladies and gentlemen. This is shit in a box, just popping out at you. Hello, I'm here to rape and kill you. All right, is that it?
That's it.
Right. How many more we got here? Oh, we got a few.
We can do this, and then we'll do. Because this is an interesting one.
This one was good.
Wait, what is that one?
This is the crack pipe.
Oh, it is? Okay, I didn't see that picture. Okay, yeah, we got the same story. I just didn't see that picture. Okay. Right. The next story comes from local10.com. Headline reads, Opalaka man beats another man with bricks for not sharing his crack pipe.
It's very ignorant when you're doing an illicit drug, not to share.
Did you ever watch the movie Friday? Puff, puff, give.
Yeah.
Puff, puff, give, motherfucker.
Yeah. Pass that fucker.
Police arrested an Opalaka man. I keep wanting to say Oompa Loompa. An Opalaka man.
Probably
Tuesday,
the same thing. There's probably Oompa Loompas running around.
Right. Tuesday after they said he beat a man with bricks when the victim refused to let him take a hit from his crack pipe late last month.
You don't need help. You don't need help at all, buddy.
According to an Opalaka police report, during the afternoon hours of December 22nd, the victim told police he was sitting down on a grocery cart on Sinbad Avenue between Superior Street and Atlantic Avenue.
So you know where to go. If you want to do a tour and you want to get away from all the tourist attractions, we're giving you the addresses, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. You go to Florida, you follow, like we always say, when we go to London or when we go to England, we don't want to do the typical tourist stuff. We want to do the Cave Crew Radio stuff. When you go to Florida, follow our stories, write down these areas, and do the Cave Crew Radio Florida tour.
We should have a special page on the homepage where we map where each of these stories happen with like a lot of work again. Links to the story. Okay, Martha, we're hopping in the golf cart today. We're going to hit 34, 37, and 38 from Cave Crew Radio. Really cool things happened here.
I like it.
Yeah. And the way we go, you could spend a month in Florida hitting our special stops. And maybe Big B and I will get an old school bus and, paint it aqua or something. And we could go along and on the... Okay, to your left, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the guy pulled his pants down and poped in the supermarket parking lot.
I like it.
Right, a great idea. We always come up with
absolutely. So it was on Sinbad Avenue between Superior Street and Atlantic Avenue when a man he called Urkel came up to him and asked him for a smoke of his pipe. Police said the victim refused and told Urkel, later identified as 29-year-old Tony Harris, that he would break the pipe if he kept asking. According to the report, Harris responded without notice by hitting the man with a brick in the front of his face, causing him to stumble and suffer a fractured nose. But police said Harris wasn't done.
Perhaps a concussion, needs to go to the quiet room.
That's right. But Harris was not done. After a scuffle, police said Harris took the victim's jacket, which contained money, and then he grabbed a brick in each hand, causing the suspect to flee towards a nearby convenience store.
So the guy just got bashed over the head by a brick, but he's got the wherewithal to run.
That's the fight or flight reaction, right? When you're under attack, it's either fight or flight. He took flight. The man told police that Harris threw one of the bricks, hitting him in the back of his head, causing a laceration severe enough to require staples. The man told officers that he ran towards the intersection of Northwest 135th Street and 30th Avenue, where he tripped after his feet began to hurt. Police said Harris caught up to the man and hit him 4 more times in the head.
Gangrene.
Who knows what other diseases he has. The report states the victim was able to get away and run to a nearby apartment complex. After the man or someone else flagged down the police officers, the medics took the victim to Miami Opelika Executive Airport and then to Jackson's Memorial Rider Trauma Center for treatment. I guess they had to take a helicopter out from the airport.
I was going to ask why they go to the airport, but okay. That makes sense.
That doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not from the area, so I wouldn't know the layout. As of Wednesday evening, Harris was being held without bond at the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center on charges of felony battery and armed robbery with a weapon. All because he wouldn't let him have a smoke off his
crack pipe. It goes to show you what these people. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do have more Florida coming up. Big B, we have to make sure that we do get to the last story. I can't wait. I have so many.
Tell me when, and I will skip to the last one.
Not yet. We still have plenty of time.
Yep.
But before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, we had a great segment from Mike Jolitz earlier. Mike reads the news in that really cool commercial. But there's another little segment that Mike started late in 2022. And it's
Great
called,
segment.
What's that?
Great segment.
Yes. Called Twitter Shits. Here we go.
Now, it's time for another edition of Twitter Shits with Mike Jolitz.
Mike Jolitz Twitter Shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter Shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter Shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of the Twitter Shits. Yes, everybody, it's the Twitter Shits. This is where I give you a good backstory, and then we see what Twitter did with it. All right, on today's episode, middle school in New York served fried chicken and watermelon on the first day of Black History Month. Twitter erupted in the best way possible. At Pull Your Lip tweeted, what, no grape soda? At Jacob Loves Swift tweeted, did they get a Newport after they finished eating? At Hennis the Menace tweeted, what will the first Taco Tuesday during Hispanic Heritage Month be like? At Good Job Bob tweeted, was the twerk-off still held? At Rad Boy tweeted, as a representative for the black delegation, I like watermelon, fried chicken, and watermelon, and I am not offended. At Mr. Fister tweeted, to be fair, watermelon, waffles, and fried chicken are delicious. At Skoden tweeted, oh, for fuck's sake, that school lunch sounds great, all in caps. At Killer Conrad tweeted, is it April 1st? At White Zilla tweeted, I love fried chicken, 2 exclamation points. At Dr. Ross tweeted, "It's food, you retards. That's it. Just food." Many O's in food. At Melifarter tweeted, "I wouldn't have made that connection. I'm British." And finally, in the Twitter shits, at Leroy tweeted this to me.
No, you dumb motherfucker.
Goddamn stupid cracker.
That does it for this Twitter shits. Alrighty, guys, I am out of here. I'll be back next week. Choose ciao and auf Wiedersehen. Later. Bye-bye.
Mike Jolet's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolet's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolet's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Hot topics, weird news, shock talk radio, cavecrewradio.com.
There you go.
Hilarious.
Twitter shits. Love the segment.
Loved it.
Like you said, it must be another tedious thing to do that.
I can't imagine because, you know, in a story like that, I'm sure there's thousands of responses because it is a polarizing thing. Some people joke about it. Some people take offense to it. So you have to sift through all these and pull out the best ones. I give, you know, all the credit in the world to Mike Jolitz. And I don't think I've said it, or if I have, I haven't said it enough. I love the Twitter shit song.
Oh, listen, and here's the thing. I think I've brought this up before. Mike Jolitz, I have several jobs for this singer. You don't like to share, even though we're all partners and friends now. I could use that for Florida in the news because I have this thing in my head actually that you bring that up. I'm like, you know, nobody walks in LA, right? You know that song, Nobody Walks in. I'm thinking my Florida in the news, Florida in the news.
Oh
now,
yeah,
it's time for Florida in the news. Like I could really use this shit. I got a lot of stuff going on.
We could use it for Florida. We could use it for drink of the night.
Yeah.
We could use it for a number of things. I love the Twitter shit song.
Even on the other show, but he will not tell me who this person is.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta keep things to yourself. Keep things close to the vest, as they say.
Yeah.
So he can continue to benefit from the goodness that is. And I don't blame him for it. Good for him.
And because he has, I'm sure it's the same guy that recorded the music for Mike Reed's The News. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has.
I don't know. That I don't know.
Here's a story about two lovely young ladies that shared a boyfriend. And things went bad.
So this comes from the Tampa Free Press. Headline reads, 2 Florida women arrested, busting out victim's window with a wheelbarrow at a planter fight. 2 Florida women have been arrested and are facing felony charges following a fight over a man that began over social media. The 2 women worked as caretakers at a local assisted living facility. Kaylee Moya of Sarasota was arguing with the victim via Instagram messages about their shared boyfriend at about 9:30 p.m. on Friday, January 20th.
Was he from that special needs place they worked at?
I don't think so.
No.
The victim, a 28-year-old woman whose name is being withheld due to Marcy's Law, shared with Sarasota police detectives that she and Moya had began an on-again, off-again relationship with their shared boyfriend for months. The victim claims to have messaged with the intention of coming to an agreement and putting the fighting over their shared boyfriend behind them.
Look, we both like to doink them.
Look, you do it, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, neither one of us.
No need for hate. It's free love.
Moya allegedly became upset and felt she was being accused of stealing their shared boyfriend from the victim. Discussion was never resolved, and Moya stopped replying to messages. Moya and Shakira Mitchell of Palmetto arrived at the victim's home about 11 p.m. The woman yelled for the victim to come outside and fight. When the victim refused, Moya picked up a wheelbarrow planter and threw it at the window.
She's mad. She's pissed at this point.
She is pissed. Moya kicked in the front door. The two women entered the home and the victim fled to the bedroom for safety. Moya and Mitchell followed the victim. That's when Moya started hitting and punching the woman, pulling her hair. Moya turned her aggression towards the victim. Mitchell tried to intervene and get Moya to stop attacking the victim. Moya pinned the victim to the ground and choked her. As she feared for her life, the victim took out her .380 firearm and fired a single shot at the ceiling.
So, fuck this. I'm not using the shotgun. I'm going to throw the wheelbarrow planter. I'm going to kick down the door. I'm going to pull her hair. And then she decides, hey, I got a gun.
That's right. Now, but here's my issue. Was she on the top floor? Because if she's not on the top floor and she fires a shot into the ceiling, that's actually the floor of the person above them.
Oh, could be another story.
It could be.
Yeah.
Moya and Mitchell tried to wrestle the gun out of her hands. Mitchell eventually got a hold of the firearm and then pistol whipped the victim. A roommate called 911, and the suspects left the scene with the firearm and the victim's cell phone. Now, wait. Now I have to back up. Suddenly there's a roommate involved. Where was this roommate while she's being attacked? Are they just standing there watching?
Yeah.
Because it only comes in where the roommate called 911.
I'm too busy. I'm watching TikTok. Will you cut the noise? Why are you throwing a wheelbarrow through my window?
Right.
No need for alarm. We're in Florida.
What a piece of garbage this roommate is.
I hope they split.
Moya and Mitchell face robbery, theft of a firearm, armed burglary felony charges, and battery. Shakira is out on bond, and Moya is in the Sarasota County Jail without bond.
Well, there you go. There you go, ladies. I'm gonna. Should we skip the Epcot?
We can.
Because the next one seems better. The next two.
I'm just trying to. Okay, this was the backyard one. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, a little stranger in the backyard, ladies and gentlemen.
This next story again comes from local10.com. Headline reads: Miami-Dade woman looks out the window, sees man masturbating in backyard.
Just you're out, you're making your tea. You haven't had your shower yet, and he's banging his bong in the backyard.
Sitting on your furniture outside, just enjoying himself.
Just ripping one off. Having some joy with the Johnson.
Hold.
Yes.
A West Miami-Dade woman opened her blinds to find a man in her enclosed backyard, but she and her neighbor would soon see something even more disturbing. According to a Miami-Dade police report, the woman who lives on Northwest 7th Lane in the Tamiami area opened the blinds of her rear sliding door just before 8 a.m. and saw a man sitting on her bench within her fenced backyard terrace.
Pleasuring himself.
Police said she then called her neighbor over. When the woman's neighbor looked through the blinds, police said she saw Joan Alberto Torres masturbating while sitting on the bench. Police say they're not sure how he got in. Torres, who lives in the Goulds area of Southwest Miami-Dade, faced charges of indecent exposure and trespassing. According to the arrest report, he's been busted for exposing himself before. He's being held on a $6,000 bond.
So he's like some kind of voyeur because, if I want to knock one off, I'm going to find a quiet, dark place.
Yeah, I'm not gonna jump into somebody's bed. Like we've done enough of these stories where if they're a peeping Tom, they're peering in on somebody, while doing this for some sort of sexual fantasy. This dude is just sitting on the bench, relaxing, not looking at anything, but, enjoying himself in a private backyard.
Yeah. Where'd he get the lube? Just curious.
He could have used spit. I don't know. Maybe he didn't use lube. I don't know.
A rotten banana. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, look at him. I don't think that's the first thing he's thinking about.
And the part is, not the first time he's done something like this.
No, it is not.
So, Mr. Raphael, or whatever his name is, we're here again. Can you please not touch yourself on private property anymore?
That's what he does, apparently.
Can you refrain from this activity?
Please stop touching your left testicle.
All right, this one's kind of strange too.
I like this one. I give the guy credit.
Yeah, no, I really, this is really creative.
The next story comes from the Bounces, southwestflorida.com. The Bounce is a radio station, 96.5 or 101.5. The Bounce, hip hop and R&B.
Nice.
Headline reads, Florida man arrested while trying to conceal a stolen semi-truck by spray painting it a different color, like on GTA 5.
I got this. No one's going to notice a small little item like this.
I mean, who would notice a semi?
Yeah.
Why can't a Florida man find a pay and spray when he needs one? Rainier Lazaro Perez and Danley Cutino Gonzalez were spotted behind the Days Inn in Palm Coast, Florida. They were spray painting a Peterbilt semi-tractor in the back corner of the parking lot. The hotel.
No one will see us, Gonzalez.
Nobody will notice this gigantic semi.
Yeah.
The hotel is located.
Don't worry, Gonzalez. We got this.
The hotel is located just off I-95. Someone thought that someone spray painting a semi-truck in the parking lot of a hotel was suspicious, you think? So they called the cops. When Flagler County Sheriff's Office deputies arrived, the two dropped the cans, took off running along southbound I-95.
Let's run, Gonzalez. We gotta go.
Danley clearly hadn't been doing her cardio. Oh, it's a woman. And was quickly captured. Rainier managed to hide in the woods for about 2 hours before they found him. The recovered semi-tractor is valued at about $280,000.
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap.
The semi-tractor's original color is pink. The pair were in the process of spray painting the stolen semi-tractor red to conceal its original color when deputies arrived. I'm actually impressed on how good their paint job was coming along.
Yeah, let's pull that up. I mean,
look, they're taping everything. They're like, this should be on HGTV.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
taping things and all of that. They're trying to make it look good.
Everything, it's perfect. They had plans on this is a keeper to them.
They even took time to tape it off, like we just said. Semi-tractor's GPS had been disabled and removed, but it was found nearby in the woods. The female suspect was placed under arrest. Her charges were resisting arrest without violence, grand theft motor vehicle, and felony criminal mischief. She was booked into the Sheriff Perry Hall inmate detention facility. She is out after posting $13,500 bond. Florida man Rainier Lazaro Perez was placed under arrest for resisting arrest without violence, grand theft motor vehicle, felony criminal mischief, possession of a removed vehicle identification number, and possession of fentanyl.
Oh, of course. Got to go there.
Yep. And it makes no mention, which I wish it did, of to why they're stealing a semi.
No idea. Maybe, a future in trucking or.
What are they going to do with a semi? And who would actually buy it? Like if they were trying to sell it, who would buy it?
On an eBay auction. I mean, oh, look at this cool. I've been wanting to buy a truck of my own. I've been driving someone else's. Hey, I'm going to buy this semi. There's a market for everything out there.
I guess so. I don't see how anybody's buying that, though.
But, no one is now because they got nabbed.
No, but, the original thought behind it, they're going to steal it, and I would assume try to sell it.
Come on, Gonzalez. This is a good decision. Gonzalez. I don't know. This is the one I've been waiting for.
I know you can't wait for this one.
This is the one I didn't want to miss. This is my future. This is what I have to look forward to. And this is genius. These seniors, you write them off. They're senile. They got dementia. All they're doing is playing bingo, driving their golf carts, a little bit of pickleball or shuffleboard. No, this is a hybrid institution. This is like a seniors mafia in Florida.
When I was reading this, before I get to the story, when I was reading this, and you have the picture up now. So this is the Villages. We did a story about the Villages that have naked pickleball tournaments.
Oh, is this the same place?
Same place.
So this, ladies and gentlemen, when we do the interactive map, this would have like a gold star, like a do not miss.
Right. This would be, if you want to end your tour on a high note, you go to the Villages.
The Villages. You're going to need your fast pass for this one.
That's right.
Yeah.
This final story of the night comes from New York Post. Headline reads, swingers swap upside-down pineapples for color-coded loofahs.
Loofahs, ladies and gentlemen.
Loofah sponges may clean your body, but they're apparently a sexy sign that people are getting down and dirty. Residents from the Florida retirement complex, The Villages, which the Post reported on in 2009 as being a wild retirees getaway, have been caught on video displaying loofahs on their cars, allegedly to distinguish their swinging sexual styles.
Yes, and if you notice, we have each of them. Wrong. We have each of them.
I see that.
Yeah.
Do you have something ready? If you do, please run it.
Yes, I can. Bear with me one sec. I just got to go to.
It's happened where? On TikTok.
TikToker Tora Hillman posted the 28-second clip with the viral Dubsky song, Oh No, Oh No, Oh No, No, No. Showcasing residents of the Villages community purchasing their multicolored shower scrubbers to hang on the roofs of their cars and golf carts with the caption, they are everywhere.
Everywhere.
The
Everyone
Villages
fucks in the Villages, man. It's the only show in town.
Apparently. The Villages is rocking out with their loofahs out, one commenter quipped. My grandmother lives in Florida. One time she very seriously said, I think I'm going to move to the Villages. They know to have fun, and we all died, one scared grandchild wrote.
Look, Danny, there's loofahs everywhere. And you need your fucking guide that I attached here so you know where you fit. When you see a loofah, if you want to jump in, make sure you pick the right loofah.
That's part of the trip. That would be part of the sightseeing tour. When you go to the loofah, when you go to the Villages, you get this.
Yeah.
Another commenter questioned if this was the new upside-down pineapple, playing off the notion that the fruit is a sign for others that you're into swinging. A Reddit thread from 3 years ago posted a helpful guide called Loofah Code as to what each color loofah represents. Loofahs come in 7 different colors, each with a different swinger meaning. White is for beginners, Black is for those who want it all at the complex. Other colors, including teal, are apparently reserved for those who identify as bisexual. Purple is for those who like to watch. However, not everyone agrees on the meaning behind the decorative ornaments. One Redditor who claims to have worked at the Villages for 3 years suggests the loofahs simply help residents find their own vehicles, since all the retirees drive similar cars.
So it's like tying a ribbon to your luggage.
But what if you have a similar car in the same color loofah? You're still confused.
Right.
The reason
I
for
don't buy into that. This is a high octane undercover world of sex.
The reason for the loofahs is simple. It's so they can find their car. All the retirees drive similar cars. An old grand can't go around the whole parking lot looking for a car. So the loofah is an easy way for them to spot it from a distance, one user said. Trust me, all the people I've met.
You just don't want to imagine grandma in the bathroom with another woman because she chose fuchsia getting snapped from a strap on.
You should write that down. Getting snapped from a strap on.
I don't even remember what I just said.
Hold while I write things down.
How can you remember that? That was a blurred sentence of nonsense.
There is things there.
But I mean, like, are there members of the community that just hop on and they're a little bit behind the scenes? They're not sure. It's like getting to the nude beach and you don't want to take your Speedo off yet. You're not quite there. And they're looking for the UFAs, and then they're like, oh.
I don't know, but one person says, trust me, all the people I have met are definitely not swingers, as most can barely stand without assistance.
Doesn't mean a thing.
The Villages has often declined to comment on rumors, but the reports have circulated in local and national media for years. In 2009, the Post reported on the Villages, calling the community ground zero for geriatrics who are seriously getting it on. At the time, Viagra was apparently a hot item among men looking for some fun in the bustling retirement community. The Villages community began growing in the mid-1990s, and at the same time, the Sunshine State saw a rise in STD cases among the over 55 population. Interesting.
So this is the, I don't know his real name. This is what's his name from the Cunningham family on Happy Days when he made Cocoon. Ron Howard.
Ron Howard, yeah. Well, it goes on about STDs. So it says rumors of high STD rates in the Villages persist. A Facebook group called The Villages Word of Mouth is filled with stories from the infamous retirement community. Quote, my doctor is in Ohio. Even when he asked where we spend time in Florida, stated, oh, the Villages, the highest STD rate in the country.
Right.
While there's no reported number of STD cases specifically from the Villages, the 3 Florida counties containing the Villages actually have lower STD rates than other Florida counties.
Maybe you should loofah with the loofah before you get active.
Just because you hit menopause doesn't mean you don't want to have fun.
Exactly. There's medications everywhere. Like I'm not buying this is to find your car. I'm buying this is not dude, where's my car?
No, absolutely not.
They should, the white should mean I'm clean, no STD, safe to go bareback.
I find it crazy that STD is a big thing in the Villages where they're 65 and older.
It's like when your wife has a hysterectomy, you're not worried about her getting pregnant. Like when you retire down south in the Villages, the last thing you should have to worry about is chlamydia.
Right. That's very funny, but you're 100% correct. You should not have to worry about chlamydia when you retire.
Like if I'm that old and I'm down there in the villages and I'm peeing and my pee burns, it shouldn't be chlamydia. It should be like I'm passing a stone.
Right.
I'm
That's it for that
fascinated
story.
by this. I might be going to Florida in April. I'm not sure. My cousin has a house down in Fort Myers, but I don't know how far the villages are from Fort Myers. I guarantee if no one will go with me, I'll rent a fucking golf cart. I'm going to go to the dollar store, get a bunch of those fucking shower sponges, and I'm going to go have a good time. Not saying I'm going to rape or do anything like that. I just want to get in it. I want to go undercover.
Undercover loofah.
Yes. Excuse me.
I think you should. I think you need to find out where the villages is when you go to Florida and isolate some time on one day to go visit and see what's going on for yourself. Because apparently this is a big thing. And this is something I think as we always, look at Florida stories, we need to keep an eye on specific stories coming from the villages. Because this is the second time we've done stories from them. And I'm sure there's more.
Facebook group. You'll have to text it over to me later so we can join that Facebook group so we can stay in touch with the villages and get ahead of the pulse. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you might think we're nuts calling these like tourist attractions and stuff like that, but avoid the crowds. You much more fun going to the villages or Fontaine and 3rd Street and viewing these different things we're telling you about, because where there's smoke, there's fire. Yep. And if there's one weird thing going on, I guarantee you there's 10.
I agree.
Just saying.
I agree 100%. Florida, if we could monetize a Florida tour of the Cave Crew Radio Stories, we would be, I think we would be on Easy Street almost.
Yeah. I used to have other things. I'm going to start up a food truck, or I'm going to sell, Hawaiian tropic oil on the beach, or I'm going to do something like that. I'm going to do a lemonade stand when people are parched. No, there's far more into this. We do radio already. We get on the walkie-talkie on the bus. We use our excellent voices, and we tell the story, because there ain't anybody out there. Might be a Canadian and a guy in New York, but we know Florida better than Florida knows itself.
100% correct. I never thought when we first started the show, obviously we talked about it's supposed to be a sports show, but when we first started the show, I never thought we would become experts on Florida.
No, not once.
Never.
Thought cross our mind. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting to that point. And I don't have a lot, but I think I have some good stuff. Let me grab a sip of my beer here.
See, the one I have that my nomination for the show name, I'm not sure if we could use.
All right. Well, you can throw it out there.
Yep.
At first I had written down loofahs may clean your body. I just thought like a show note.
Mm-hmm.
Then I wrote down another show note I really liked. Like black licorice and turpentine.
Oh, it was terrible. Oh, that drink was awful.
Then I thought I had a couple of show names and I was debating between them. The first one I had was a dog poop dispute.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was just like really catchy.
Yep.
And then I specifically had number 1 on this one, and I just called it, Hey, Sal.
Oh, there you go, from the commercial.
Really liked it. And these, of course, can all become show notes later. But my favorite one was right at the very end, like you say. I had this, I had that, but then this caught my mind. Undercover loofah.
We may have to go with that. I like that one too. Not because I said it. I do like it though.
But that kind of stole the show for me. I don't think you have much tonight. I think you have 4.
5.
Oh, surprised me again. All right, hit me with it. What do you got?
I will start off with a couple of show notes or possible show notes. And they're all about you. First one was I was banging a chick at a roller rink.
I was banging. That's a good one for a show note. A chick
at a roller rink.
As a roller rink. Okay.
Next, again from you. I lost my virginity in a station wagon.
It's a true story.
I don't doubt you. I think that alone, though, is a funny show name. Show note, not show name.
Yes. In station wagon. Sorry, I got to write these down, folks.
Next up, we have from our backyard masturbation story, plain and simple, ripping one off.
That could be a show name, actually. Next.
Next, I like this. It may be too long for a show name, but I like it. Getting snapped from a strap-on.
Good show note, though.
Good show note, yeah. And I have one more, which is my entry into the show name. Again, of the ones I wrote down, I like this one. Not sure if we could use it. But from the very, very beginning of the show, when you were talking about your bathroom, you said, it's safe to shit in.
I don't know if we can do that.
That's what I said. I don't know if we can do that. If we can't, I vote Undercover Loofah.
Yeah, I think Undercover Loofah will. And now I do need the correct spelling of loofah.
Oh, Loofah.
Loofah. Yeah, let's go with Undercover Loofah. There was good ones, though. Hey, Sal. Dog poop dispute. I had a lot of fun. We got some good show notes for you, too, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're out of here. For those of you that don't know, be sure to join us on Monday nights if you're a hockey fan. A lot of shit to get to this week. It's 60 minutes. It's fast, and it's fun. And Bacon will have some good beer, I'm sure.
Oh, well, good is questionable.
Well, for him, I mean, good topic beer. Let's put it that way. All right, folks, until next Friday, we're out of here.
Later.
Thank you to all the listeners on our affiliate stations. To find out more, check out Cave Crew Radio on Facebook and Twitter.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here!
Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
Get out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, John, you're a little controversial. You're talking about illegal immigration. I said it's illegal.